Hey guys, welcome. Today we are going to do a little bit more focus on the upper body, so a bit more mobility, a little bit of strength. It will be a lot to do with the thoracic section of our spine, also our shoulders and our neck. So I'm hoping that you will leave feeling a little bit taller and a little bit more mobile. So we're going to make a start seated. I've put my hips up on a block, we're going to be here for a few minutes. So make sure that you're comfortable. You can also use a cushion. You can also kneel if that's better for you as well. It doesn't really matter what's going on down here. And then let your hands fall wherever feels natural. Sit up as tall as you can. Bring the eyes down to a close just for a few moments. Feel the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in and out through the nose. Let the breath journey up and down the spine, finding length as you press down through both sit bones and simultaneously expand through the spine, lifting up and out of your head. Take a big breath in through the nose, release it out through the mouth. Just trying to instill that sense of calm and softness throughout the body today. And keeping the eyes closed for a moment, just start to take some big shoulder rolls here. Let them remain slow, but allow them to be big and expressive as you squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears, then pinch the shoulder blades together as they melt away down the back. Keep that length all the way along the spine and try not to move through your head. We're just moving into the shoulders here. Good. And then come back to find stillness. Let the eyes open whenever you're ready. Bring your fingertips onto each shoulder and then broaden through the elbows, puffing up the chest for a moment. So we're going to continue to work into the shoulders. From here, connect the elbows in front of you. So let the elbows do a little kiss and then let your chin drop down towards your chest slightly. So you should feel quite a good stretch all the way across the top of your back. And then from here, we're going to lift the elbows up, fingertips stay connected with the shoulders. There will come a point that the elbows have to start drawing apart. Take your time here, pause with the elbows wide, really lifting through the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then let the elbows continue down, opening up through the chest, the pecs. Good. Awesome, really slow. We're going to do that 3 more times, but you can start to find a little bit more fluidity. So connecting the elbows in front of you, chin drops down to the chest, and then slowly start to lift the elbows, lift the chest up, broaden through the elbows, opening up through the chest, through the pecs, fingertips stay connected with the shoulders. Good, really lifting up and out of your waist. Continue that movement, elbows connecting. Letting the upper part of the spine move as well. So this will include your neck. Last one. If you're like me, you might get all sorts of sound effects into the shoulders. It's totally normal. Good. Come back to find stillness. Release the hands from your shoulders. Give them a little bit of a shake out. And then we're going to float the right fingertips down towards the earth and just let your right ear drop down towards your right shoulder. Good. We've done this a lot of times before. Allow the head to be really, really heavy. And then you can also reach that right arm up and over and place it on your left ear and stretch the left fingertips away from you. Now, instead of thinking about pulling the head down towards the shoulder, I want you to think about lifting that left ear away from the left shoulder. So you're really lengthening that side of the neck. Breathing here. And then for these last few breaths, let the chin drop down towards the chest slightly. You might want to adjust the position of your hand so that we start to target the back of the neck slightly more. Continue to let that left shoulder drop away from the ear. Good. Last 2 breaths. And then as you inhale, slowly release the right hand back down next to your side. Head returns to neutral. Just pause for a moment here. Feel that difference in the left-hand side of the neck in comparison to the right-hand side of the neck. What's going on for you? There might be quite a lot of sensation, especially if you're tight and tense in the upper traps and into your neck. That certainly really hits the spot for me. And then when you're ready, let your left ear drop down towards your left shoulder. If this is already giving you a good stretch, then of course just stay here. If not, you can reach the left hand up and over, placing it on the right ear, adding a gentle little bit of pressure as you press the right fingertips away from you. And again, not trying to push the head down towards the left shoulder. We're trying to find as much length down the right hand side of the neck. So let the right shoulder be heavy and lift the right ear away from it. Keep breathing, let the breath be steady. Awesome. And then for these last few rounds of breath, let the chin drop down towards your chest slightly. Of course, adjust the position of your hand if you need to. Just try to shift the focus of the stretch slightly further back in the neck. Awesome. Last two breaths here. And then as you inhale, slowly release the hand. Let the head lift back up to center. Bring the fingertips down behind you. Press the heart up towards the ceiling. Lift the gaze slightly. And imagine that you're trying to squeeze a pencil in between your shoulder blades. So you're really pressing them towards each other. And then again, from here, just let your right ear drop down towards your right shoulder. Keep the gaze slightly lifted. Amazing. And then come back to center with the head and let the ear drop down towards your left shoulder. Good. So the nose stays directed up towards the ceiling, coming back to center. Beautiful. Release the fingertips again. Give the arms a little bit of a shake out as you find your neutral spine once again. Last little bit in seated here. We're going to bring the arms so that they're parallel to the earth and then cross your right elbow underneath your left. And then you can either place the back of the hands together or you can keep wrapping the arms, the forearms around each other until the palms connect. Now you might already be feeling plenty of sensation across the top of the back. I want you to try and let the shoulders drop down as you lift the elbows up slightly. Breathing here. And then with your arms in this eagle shape, I want you to get a little bit fluid and just start to move. So let the shoulders move, let the rib cage move. You can move up with the fingertips. You can let the elbows drop down towards the insides of the thighs. There isn't really a right or wrong here. Just allow the upper body to start journeying and moving in a way that feels good. Awesome. Coming back to center, coming back to stillness. Release the bind of the hands. Keep the elbows bent as you lift the fingertips up, shine the palms of the hands forwards, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together with those arms in that cactus shape. And then sweep them round in front of you. Arms are parallel to the mat once again. This time the left arm or the left elbow hooks underneath the right. And you just wrap the forearms around as much as you can, but you can keep the backs of the palms together if that's easier. And then lift the fingertips up slightly until you get that good stretch across the top of the back. Pause for a moment here. And then start to explore some movement once again. There really isn't any movement pattern that you need to follow here. We're just trying to build a little bit of mobility into the thoracic section of the spine, so the part of the spine that's attached to the rib cage. We're also trying to open up and stretch those muscles across the top of the back. Good. Come back to find stillness. Release the bind of the hands, cactusing through the arms once again. So goalpost arms. Really press the chest forwards. Try not to squeeze the elbows too far down towards the ribs. Keep the elbows wide as you lift the gaze. Awesome, guys. And then slowly, slowly release the arms down by your side, giving them one last little shake out, and then make your way into your tabletop position. So releasing the block if you had one, and just coming to find all fours. Take your time getting there. We're going to start by working through 3 rounds of our cat-cow. So let the belly drop, press the tailbone high, pull the chest in between the arms and lift the gaze. And then as you exhale, send the tailbone down, pull that belly button back, press the upper way, chin to chest. Just 2 more like this. Wouldn't be a yoga practice without a cat-cow. Good. 1 more. Keeping the movements in time with your breath. And then come back to find stillness and find that neutral spine again. We're going to shift the focus further up the back. So we're just going to work with the shoulder blades and the shoulders. So instead of letting the belly drop, just allow the chest to drop down towards the earth. And you should feel the shoulder blades lift and once again squeeze towards each other. And then we're going to reverse this and press through the hands. Try and push the shoulder blades up towards the sky. The head stays still, the belly stays still, the pelvis stays still. Let the chest drop down once again. And then press through the hands, doming across the top of the back. It's a much more subtle movement, but it shouldn't take long for you to start to feel a lot of warmth in the back of the shoulder blades and the shoulder joints. 2 more like this. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together as your chest drops. And then press through the hands, allowing the shoulder blades to glide apart from each other. 1 more. Awesome. And then come back to find a little bit more softness in your natural spine. Press down firmly through the left hand as you inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky, stretching through those fingertips, opening through the chest. And as you exhale, thread your right arm underneath your left, bending through the left elbow, but just let your right ear and your right shoulder hover about an inch above the mat. Inhale, we unthread, re-extend the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, right arm underneath the left, activating that left tricep and really finding that rotation through the spine. Last one like this. Inhale to re-lift the right arm up. And exhale to thread the right arm underneath the left. Big bend through that left elbow. And this time allow your right ear and your right shoulder to come all the way down to the mat into your thread the needle. Relaxing here. Try and keep the hips stacked above the knees. You can keep your left hand where it is, or you can extend the left fingertips towards the top of the mat. We want to have equal length down both sides of the waist. So you might just want to tug your right hip crease back slightly. Breathing here. And then if you want to invite a little bit of a balancing element into this, then you can tuck your left toes under and slide that left foot to the back of the mat. Really press down through the ball of your foot and push the heel towards the back of the mat. If you're here and you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, then you can switch on that left glute and float your left foot up off the mat. Try not to just tip the weight into the right side, so keep the hips as level as you can. Good. Stay focused on your breath. That will really help you with your balance here. And then as you exhale, float the left toes back down to the mat. Slide the left knee in to meet the right. Bring your right hand back next to your nose if it had gone anywhere else. Sorry, your left hand. And then use a big inhale to reach the right arm all the way up to the sky. And exhale to release into your tabletop position. Take any movements, little wiggles, or shimmies that you would like to here. And then moving on to the other side whenever you are ready. So this time, press down firmly through the right hand. Big breath in, extends the left arm up. And as you exhale, thread that left arm underneath the right, just hovering about an inch off the mat. Inhale to re-extend. Open through the chest, reach through the fingertips. Exhale to thread left arm underneath the right, bending through the right elbow so that you switch on that tricep. Inhale to lift. Last one. Exhale, thread left arm underneath the right, and this time you can allow the left ear and the left arm to drop all the way down to the mat. Set yourself up here, stack those hips on top of the knees, and then you can keep your right hand where it is, or maybe you'd like to extend it to the top of the mat. Just see what gives you the best stretch into the back of that left shoulder blade and the back of the left shoulder joint. Keep drawing that right hip back slightly and make sure that you haven't collapsed through the left-hand side of the body. And then again, if you'd like to invite a little bit of a balancing aspect into this, tuck your right toes under, slide the right foot to the back of the mat, extending that right leg. Push down through the ball of your foot and press the heel towards the back of the mat. Find that stability, and then if you want to take it a step further, you can switch on that right glute and float the right leg up. If you fall down, that's totally fine. Good job. On your exhale, right toes reconnect with the mat. Slide the right knee back in to meet the left. Drag the right hand back so that it's next to your nose. And then use a big breath in to unravel from your twist, extending the left arm up to the sky. And exhale to float the left hand down to meet the right. Take a little sway of the hips or a cat-cow here. And then when you're ready, we're going to make our way into our downward facing dog. So walk the hands forwards about a hand's length. Tuck the toes under and gently start to press the chest back towards your thighs as you lift the hips, finding length along the spine. Take any movements here that you would like to. Perhaps pedaling out through the feet. Good, and then come back to find stillness. On your inhale, look to the front of the mat as you exhale, soften through the knees and take lots of little steps all the way up and in between the hands. Keep the feet hip width apart as you inhale, bring your hands to your shins, press the chest forwards, think tabletop through the spine as you reach through the crown of the head. As you exhale, soften and melt down into your forward fold once again. Interlace the hands behind the back of the head. Thumbs run down the back of the neck. Elbows are super, super heavy here, so we feel that weight dropping down through the neck and all the way down the back body. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, stand down through both feet and slowly, slowly come all the way up to standing, letting the elbows be super heavy here as you uncoil like spring, taking your time, rebuilding the spine, feeling that beautiful stretch all the way across the top of the back. When you reach the top, take a big inhale here to broaden through the elbows, and then exhale, let the arms come down by your side. Good job, guys. Coming to the front of the mat if you're not there already. On your inhale, reach both arms all the way up and overhead. Follow the thumbs with your gaze. As you exhale, soften and melt down into your forward fold. On your inhale, find that halfway lift. Hands can connect with the shins or with the thighs. Length along the spine. Exhale to forward fold. Keep the right foot where it is and take a big step with your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Now we're going to let the left heel drop down so that the outside edge of your left foot is running parallel with the short edge of the mat. If you have a little look down, the right heel should be roughly in line with the arch of the left foot, and then press down firmly through that right foot and windmill the arms all the way up into your warrior two. We want to keep this right knee open, so switch on those right glute muscles. Press down firmly through the outside edge of your left foot, relax through the shoulders, and take the gaze over your right middle finger. On your next inhale, reach through the right fingertips, flip the palm, and as you exhale, reverse your warrior. So the legs don't change, but we start to lift the right fingertips up towards the sky, and the left hand can rest lightly on the outside of your left knee. Now, instead of keeping the neck super engaged here, and taking the gaze up towards the ceiling, I want your left ear to drop down towards your left shoulder, so relaxing through the head, and then reach the right fingertips back towards the front of the mat. So pausing here, this should be really strong, really good down the side of your neck, the right-hand side of your neck. Let the right shoulder be heavy as you reach the fingertips towards the top of the mat. One more big breath here. And then on your next inhale, slowly, slowly make your way back into your warrior two. Legs haven't changed. This should be quite strong on the legs. Mine is certainly working hard. And then on your next exhale, windmill the arms all the way down to frame that right foot. Spiral round on the ball of the left foot. Press down firmly through both hands. Step the right foot back to meet the left. And then lower your knees down. Hug the elbows in and slowly release all the way down onto your belly. Untuck the toes here. And we're going to bring that right arm out and make it into a cactus shape. So the right elbow is coming directly out from the right shoulder. And then we've got to bend through the elbow, an L shape. Sorry, the dog's just done a nice big stretch in front of the camera. Excellent. Oh my gosh, it's just moved. Sorry. There we go. So we've made a nice big L shape with that elbow, and then bring your right ear down to the mat as well. With the help of your left fingertips, we're going to roll onto the right-hand side of the body, stacking that left leg on top of the right, or you can bend the knees forwards. That will make it a little bit more supportive. This is very, very strong into the chest and into the pec muscles. Just breathing here for a couple of rounds of breath. Try and press down firmly through that right hand. Awesome. And then on your next exhale, re-extend the legs. Use the left hand to help guide you out as you roll back down onto the belly. Make a little pillow with your hands for your forehead. Let the hips sway from side to side. And then bring your hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Press the hips back towards your heels. Find length along the spine. And then rise up into your downward facing dog once again. Take 2 big breaths here. Find that length along the spine as always. Really pressing through both hands so that you lift up and out of the shoulder joints. And then on your next inhale, look to the front of the mat. As you exhale, soften the knees. Take lots of little steps all the way up and in between the hands. On your inhale, as you reach the top, find your halfway lift, connecting the hands with the shins or the thighs. Exhale to forward fold, taking it straight onto the other side. So this time the left foot stays where it is. We take a big step with the right foot to the back of the mat. Let your right heel drop down to the earth so that the outside edge of your right foot is running parallel to the short edge of the mat. Drive down through that left foot. Use this to help you windmill the arms all the way up and over, extending them out wide, coming to find your warrior two pose. So we're really working hard with this left glute to make sure that the left knee stays tracking over the left big toe. We don't want it rolling inwards. Secure yourself by pressing down firmly through that back foot especially. Shoulders are stacked above the hips. Head is stacked above the shoulders. Reach through the arms. Keep the arms energized, but the shoulders relaxed. Awesome. On your next inhale, stretch the left fingertips forwards. Flip the palm. And as you exhale, reverse your warrior. So lift the left fingertips up towards the sky. Right hand can rest lightly on the outside of the right knee. And we're prioritizing length through the left-hand side of the body here. So we're not just trying to lean as far back as we can. We're trying to lift and open the left-hand side of the body. And then relax your head. So let the right ear drop down towards the right shoulder. It might feel a little bit strange. And then reach the left fingertips towards the top of the mat. Good. Breathing here, lengthening and opening the left-hand side of the neck once again. Beautiful. One more breath. On your next inhale, lift the head back up. Reach both arms out wide into your warrior two. And as you exhale, windmill the arms all the way down, framing the left foot, spiraling around on the ball of the right. Press down firmly through both hands, coming to find your plank pose, and then lower the knees. Hug the elbows in and lower all the way down in one straight line. Untuck the toes. This time your left elbow is going to come straight out from the left shoulder. Palm is facing down with the wrist directly above the left elbow. And then your left ear is going to drop down to the mat. And we'll use the help of the right fingertips to roll us over onto the left-hand side. You can stay exactly as you are here, or if you're like me and you're quite tight in your pecs,
you might need to bring the knees forwards, bending them up towards the chest to just make it a little bit less intense on that left shoulder and pec muscles. Breathe here. Awesome. On your next exhale, slide the feet back towards the end of the mat if they've gone anywhere else. Roll back onto your belly. Make a little pillow with your hands for your forehead and allow the hips to sway from side to side. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders and gently press the hips back towards your heels, coming to find your kneeling position. So stacking the shoulders above the hips. Bring the hands onto your thighs, let the eyes come down to a close. Take some big shoulder rolls here once again. Observing any differences that you're experiencing right now in comparison to the start of the class. And then come back to find stillness, find that length along the spine. Take a big breath in and a slow breath out. When you're ready, allow the hands to connect at heart center, resting the thumbs lightly on your chest, bowing your head. Thanking yourself, as always, first and foremost, for creating time and space for your practice today. And thank you so, so much for once again tuning in to Move With Me. Hope to see you all again very soon. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that your neck and your shoulders and your thoracic section of your spine are feeling a little bit more agile and open. I will see you all very soon.